First off, good morning and a Happy New Year. Thank you all again for coming. I see a lot of familiar faces. I see successful business owners. I see the chamber director, thank you. Pullman, Downtown Pullman Association director. And Sandra is another business owner that's hopefully successful and very happy to be, keeping your fingers crossed. First year is always a trying year. When people hear about entrepreneurship, you hear about entrepreneurship spirit as if it was given to you by somebody and that maybe you were born with and maybe you were not born with. No, it's actually a structured process. If you learn the process, and that's what I'm going to walk you through, you can be an entrepreneur as well. So just remember, it's a structured process. And by the way, teaching entrepreneurship is a contact sport. So I expect you all to participate, ask questions. What I'm doing is, I have two parts to today's presentation. There's going to be a formal presentation, but the other half of it is for you all in the teams to work on a project. I'll tell you later about the project. Adam asked about my background. And I put up my degrees and my dates. And the reason I put my graduation dates is for you to know that I'm really, really old. And that means also that I bring out my thermals in September. It used to be in December, but sorry. Worked in Southern California for nearly 25 years before moving here in 1991. Worked at high tech, given my background, started 2 companies, and currently working as a small business advisor. I'll tell you more about what small business advisor does. But what I want to say is that at this point in my career, it's most satisfying for me to be an advisor, to work with people like you, smart people, people that are driven. And I keep using the word driven because I'll tell you why. You guys are the economic engine drivers. Without you, it couldn't happen. So just remember that. So what is entrepreneurship? When you hear what is entrepreneurship is, what do you think? Anybody wants to take it on? Adam?
High risk and losing lots of money.
Okay, very good.
I did that once. Yes.
Frank?
Business ownership.
Sorry?
Business ownership.
Business ownership. Okay.
Small business ownership.
Small business ownership.
I think it's being responsible for your own income.
Okay. Yes,
Why do I
Preston.
have to pay more taxes?
Sorry?
Why do I have to pay more taxes?
Ah, very good.
I think there's an element of creativity involved too.
Sorry?
I think there's an element of creativity involved, a new business, new product, new service.
Very good. Very good.
I believe that transform your ideas into a business.
I like Preston's because I want you to keep paying taxes because I'm collecting Social Security. So.
I do it for you.
Yes. Okay. So all of this you guys covered. I don't need to read them to you, but creating something from scratch, solving a problem, these are things that you hear when we talk about entrepreneurship. So here's my definition of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is a structured process, solving problems, Adam mentioned that, without regard to the resources currently controlled. That means there's a lot to unpack here. I mean, if we had a whole semester, we could walk through all of these processes. But essentially what that means is that you may not have the resources. You may not be born with a silver spoon in your mouth, but you could still be an entrepreneur. So just a matter of identifying needs and either unmet need or underserved needs. And let me share with you an example. This, I thought, was extremely creative. I don't know why, but I always struggled with bottles that were up this way and then Then when it was lower, then you'd have, and then when you open the lid, it would just squeeze out. This is great. And how is that possible to create a product like this? The answer is something called anthropological study. So you watch how customers might be using something, and hopefully you can identify where they may be struggling with, what they may be having problems with, and maybe coming up with a product. And that's where this product made by God is amazing. I don't know how many of you put batteries, when you buy batteries, into buckets, and then you got A batteries, AA batteries, AAA batteries, and then you're scrambling and you're finding out. This thing comes with a battery tester. I don't know if you have bought one of these. I'm not trying to sponsor anything. I'm not going to be getting any commission, but it's amazing. It's so amazing that my wife actually bought 3 of them. Don't ask me why. We use one of them. We'll probably forever use one of them, and I'm not going to ask her what she's going to do with the other 2. She'll probably bury me with those. So the first part of entrepreneurship is seeing. And seeing means looking at how people are using it. Seeing means finding out what people might be needing, just trying to identify the unmet needs, maybe underserved needs in the community or wherever you live, in the nation, wherever, just seeing it. There's a lot into it, so you would go through and identify what the problem is, what is the most critical part of this structured process. This, by the way, is the most critical part of the structured process, and this is the one that you need to put the most amount of time. But this is the one that people put the least amount of time, because they wake up one day and go, oh, I have a product idea. Oh, by the way, can you help me start the business? And I go, I'm happy to help you register your business. I'm happy to, but let's take a seat back and look at, what problem does it solve? And they're like, oh yeah, this is a great problem. I just came up with it. Did you talk to any prospective customers? Did you talk with, nothing like that. But they're ready to start. The next part of it, the structured process, is solving it. Solving it means just creating a prototype, a small scale version of it. Whether it's a product or service, you want to create a small portion of it, take one step at a time, and get that out there, test it out, and see what the reaction is for people. Does it really solve the problem? Do you need to tweak it in some way? The next phase is hopefully, and this is where you're going to make the biggest impact, is scaling up. You're going to make the biggest impact because this is where your company is large enough, you're successful enough that you're going to start hiring people, and that's how the economic engine will run. So that being said, the next thing is, how do we identify unmet needs? This is kind of a chart. On the left is zooming in and zooming out. You can already think, what does zooming in and zooming out means? Looking at a small customer base and a larger customer base. Then improving your vision of mainstream users, or looking at unconventional users. So mainstream users might be if you're addressing a product for a large scale market and you have a presence in the large scale market, that would be the mainstream users. So what are the 4 modules here? I realize this is a little bit of an eye test, but telescopically looking closely on the users outside your core business. So if you're a GPI, you may want to look at something beyond that, beyond what you're doing. Kaleidoscope, where you focus broadly on users outside your core. Microscopically, looking and focusing on the mainstream users within the products that you're actually selling. And then panoramic, focusing broadly. So basically, that's like the foundation of how you might want to use to identify unmet needs or underserved needs. So how can SBDC help? There are four ways that we can help. One is we can mentor. Mentor means we could be a coach, we could be a psychological counselor for you. If you're going into business with your husband and wife, that's always a touchy thing. There's a lot of parts to the coaching, the mentoring part.
A shoulder to cry on.
Shoulder to cry on. Yeah, when the business, exactly. And depending on the phase of your business, there may be different problems in the mentoring process. The next one that people find really, really helpful is we do research, but we don't do primary market research. The difference is we do secondary market research. That means if you want to know what the industry numbers are, for example, if you're trying to address Pullman and you try to say, well, how many males or how many females, or how many families live in Pullman? We can get that data if there's data out there. And there's data for many, many things. Secondary market research, what we won't do is we won't go out and test it out for you. We won't go out and actually ask your prospective customers. That's primary market research. Now, that being said, that's the official explanation. The researchers that work for the team are really curious people, and sometimes they'll go outside the box. So I always say to the clients, just ask. Sky's the limit. If you ask, maybe we can answer 1, 3, and 5, but sorry, we can't answer 4 and 2, 4 and whatever, the rest of the numbers. But all of our services are no charge. I mean, no charge meaning, yeah, your taxes pay for us, so it's prepaid. I should say, all the services are prepaid. The next is we inform you of any legislative changes, any grant opportunities. We'll go out there and we'll let you know about some of the significant changes that might be coming up. And then the last is we do assessment and analysis. So if your company is running and you want us to come in and take a look at your business, how things are working on the digital marketing front, or your sales are declining, or you are hiring more people and you're having issues with people, we can come in, take a look, and we can give an assessment. We can also do financial assessment. So there's different ways that we can help. 10 effective, highly effective marketing. This comes from Shopify. And please jump in, Adam. I know you have experience in the marketing, and Adam too. Introduce a loyalty program. Create an email win-back campaign. Email or SMS sign-up coupons. My goodness, please collect customers' email addresses and, if possible, their cell phone numbers. But you're limited by law, so just recognize what the law is. Release new items on a schedule. That means what you want to do is you want to put the customers into a biological rhythm. If you are going to be introducing products on a monthly basis, make sure you announce it on the same time, same day. If you're introducing new product or new services on a weekly basis, make sure you announce it on your social media and wherever you are introducing it on a regular basis. It's really important. Build a subscription model. And that's, Amazon does that. I bought something, water filter for a refrigerator, and they go, oh, we're going to give you 5% rebate for discount for subscription. I go, what is that? So every 6 months, you can identify what it is. Every 6 months, if you bought this product, we'll give you 5%. Okay, I'll take it. What that means is that the first bullet means looking at what the user's average expenditure is, mean, median, and mode, and identifying what those are and taking benefit of that. Cross-sell and upsell, and start with paid marketing to find your footing. That's where Pullman marketing can come in, and Adam, of course. Build organic flywheels for customer acquisitions. And the flywheel, when we talk about marketing, includes email marketing. It includes social media. It includes all the things that you would do in digital marketing. Include that comprehensive approach to customer acquisition as opposed to running paid advertising, because paid advertising is limited to how long you pay for it. If you don't pay for it, it just quits. So it's important for you to go ahead, Adam.
And if I may,
Please.
even we talk about email marketing a lot because it's one of the most powerful things that we ever do in any industry. I mean, we're working in retail, e-commerce, service-based stuff, even financial advisors, like we actually have quite a few of those. Email marketing is one of the most powerful things we ever do. And if we think about like those, do you ever put something in your shopping cart and then they send you an email saying, oh, hey, did you forget this? Statistically, those emails pull 66% conversion back into a purchase. And that's typically after the third reminder email. So you'll get some conversions on the first, you'll get some on the second, and after the third, it's up to a 66%. It's, if you could win back 60% of your customers just by sending 3 emails, oh my gosh, that's easy money because most of that's automated. It just has to be set up. And so you can be losing a lot of money on the table just by not having it set up properly.
And of course, Shopify doesn't mention it. And please, Marie did not pay me to say this, but in this community, in any community, join the chamber. It's the best way to get the return on your investment. It's the best way to, at least if you are doing local and regional business, it's the best return on investment. 10 reasons businesses fail, 6 reasons businesses fail: not satisfying a need, not spending enough time early on in the seeing process, and understanding what the bad business plan. And by the way, when you write a business plan, you don't have to craft it in a way that, it reads right and grammatically correct. You are the audience, so write it for yourself. If somebody came to you and said, this is a product idea that I have, what would you ask that person? If that person was spending 5 years of their life on this business, what would you want that person to know? So that's who you are writing for. You're not writing for any grammatically correct professor. Lack of financing, of course, bad location. Inflexibility, this is a good one. Inflexibility is where you're stuck on a process in the way that you do things. You don't look outside. It's a fast-moving river because you're running your business. You're swimming in difficulty even getting your head up above water. But do take time to do that. And New Year is always a good time for you to look back and say, hey, what am I doing? Could I improve my processes and my procedures? And sometimes businesses expand too rapidly. This concludes my formal presentation. What I want to do next is stay where you are. I have a little assignment for each of you, each of the team. I'll read to you what the assignment is. I call it a workshop. You'll identify your team name, come up with a name, who the team members are. That's an easy one. Identify one or more unmet or underserved product or service that you would want the team to pursue. It could be one that you're currently working with. It doesn't matter. How will the team market the product? And key challenges the team expects to face. Let's get started. Okay, from each of your tables. First off, which table is ready?
So our team name is Plan Z. Our members are Marie, myself, Tanner, Hannah, and Alyssa. So this product is a service, video service for helping people enhance your marketing efforts through the power of video. So we decided that a good way the team can market this product is to create a little highlight reel of what our team is capable of creating as a video agency. Join the Chamber of Commerce collect emails, hand out business cards and create an email list, and then create a social media contest where people can send their emails in, sign up, and then the winner gets a free 30-second video for their business. And then we're always going to try to listen to Aziz the best we can. So I guess key challenges is money. Obviously, you need money for equipment and for paying employees and staying afloat. It's a big time investment to create a 30-second video. You need a good, you need like a day to plan it, a day to shoot it, a day to edit it, and then a day for revisions. Some other challenges are cost of service, helping people understand the value of video for their business and different things like that. So.
Okay, which team next? Clockwise would be that. By the way, my dog likes to go counterclockwise in the community. But
our team name is also conveniently our marketing strategy. Bonus. We went with Got Floors. I don't know if you guys know who's at this table. This is Sean, who works with Blue Flooring. And conveniently for him, all four of us work for GPI. So it's a little focused. So the product that we have decided to create, that we found a gap in the market for, is 3-in-1 floor testing. So if you guys have ever built a floor, not a common hobby, you have to test the pH of the glue to make sure it reacts to the concrete slab. And you currently have to use 3 separate sensors to do that, which means you have to pay for 3 separate devices and set them up and check all of them. So we're going to create one tool that does all 3, hence the Got Floors, because you have to test them if you've got floors, which is what we do. And that's pretty much our marketing strategy right there. Anytime that you are applying floors, you have to make sure that you have the correct tools to do so and that everything's going to stick together and hold. And then one of our key challenges would be like, how often are you really doing this? Like, is it a marketable thing? Is it a reusable tool? Do you have to buy new ones every time? Can you just buy it once and then use it for every floor? And then is it cheaper to buy them separately? Or is it cost effective to buy one that does everything?
Our team name has nothing to do with our product. We are the Fighting Mongooses.
Oh my God.
I'm Adam, this is Jeremy, Preston, Chuck, and Hannah. And the need that we're seeing, we love living on the Palouse. The Palouse is an amazing place, but one of the very small downsides is the dust. When it's nice outside, that's also when harvest is going on, a lot of dust in the air. When it's not so nice outside, we've also got a lot of soot flying around from wood stoves. There's just a lot of things in the air. And a huge majority of the buildings in this town have forced air systems. And in anywhere else, you're supposed to change your forced air filter about once every 2 months or so. Here in the Palouse, you should probably change it every other week because stuff piles up. But who actually does that? Who changes their forced air filter every month? I know I don't. I change it when the air stops coming through my forced air vent, and when I pull it out, it's covered in gunk. Wouldn't it be amazing if we had a forced air filter that changed itself? Well, it turns out this has actually already been done on consumer electronics. Most projector systems have a little filter with a scroll on either side, and when it detects that it's full, it just advances the filter. We would like to prototype and manufacture that concept for HVAC systems. Our goal is to get this into the market through commercial HVAC installers. We think that new construction would see the value in this because it dramatically increases the air quality and reduces your maintenance. Property managers would love this product, especially if you're doing short-term rentals. Maybe you have a whole bunch of Airbnbs and you don't have time to go out and change filters every 2 weeks and all your properties scattered around the county. And then here's my favorite market, lazy homeowners. I hate going down to my crawl space and reaching down and pulling that dusty thing out. It'd be great if I had a little motorized thing that would change it automatically. And also anyone who's allergy sensitive, improving the air quality in your home, that's just an automatic win. So key challenges, obviously market penetration is going to be tough. This is a new gadget. Getting that kind of adaptation will be tough, but we think the benefits would be amazing. Scaling manufacturing is going to be a challenge. This is a very different concept to put a motorized battery-powered device inside your air handler. And we also know it's going to be an expensive prototype with multiple SKUs, and so we were looking for partners who work in this industry who could help us find different sizes and find the economies of scale.
Okay, so my name is also Adam, and we have Tammy, Molly, Sandra, and Frank, who is working remotely today, and we are Secure Ease. So, The main issue is filing cabinets. Most filing cabinets, you have them in your offices and you have people come and go, and you often lose keys very frequently. So we are proposing in manufacturing a easy, adaptable NFC system with logs that can just be attached or installed or pre-built into the filing cabinet to just do one-touch taps to unlock your secure documents. The benefit of that is you then have a log of every person that has opened that filing cabinet at any given time for those secure documents. So we're really excited to try and hit some mass market through Google and YouTube, to hit some Home Depot and Lowe's for those retrofits. We want to do some trade shows to get into manufacturers' hands as quickly as possible. And there are opportunities for licensing and royalties, but this is a one-time purchase, and then we can add a per person, per month access subscription plan into it as well. Since it's all digital technology, it won't cost nearly as much. Key challenges that we're going to face is quality and consistency, especially if we license and do royalties. You just don't always trust the manufacturer, so you have to be careful with that. It needs to be friendly to consumers to assemble if they want to do it themselves, or also have buy-in from locksmiths, because they get called a lot for these types of things. So we have to have kind of an open system enough for them to be able to work on those. We are currently seeking first round funding for ground floor. Any takers?
Thank you all. Hope to see you next month. Thank you.
Thank you, Aziz.
Yeah.